Hi friends, welcome to your full moon flow. This month's full moon is in Scorpio. There's also a lovely lunar eclipse and it is Mercury retrograde. So we are having all sorts of feelings, I'm sure. Scorpio is a very introspective sign, a very intuitive sign. So this class will kind of be designed to kind of help us tap into those parts of ourselves and just relax and take a deep breath. I feel like all of us could use just a moment to find some stillness and some peace on our mat. So we're going to be exploring that concept today. And if you'd like to hang around, I am going to do an oracle reading with my herbal astrology deck, which is my favorite deck to use on full moons. And we'll do some journaling as well. So for this practice, you will need a bolster and a blanket. If you don't have those readily available at home, you can also use a fluffy pillow or just any blanket that will serve as padding for your knees in this class. And then a yoga mat, of course, and just your full attention. So go ahead and grab your props and we'll get started. All right, let's go ahead and get started at an easy seat on our mat, legs crossed, nice long spine. And just start to close your eyes and slow your breath down. Taking longer inhales, longer exhales here. Good. Then start to slowly tuck the chin to the chest, stretching the back of the neck, letting the shoulders be heavy. Then start to roll the head over to the right side, all the way back and around. Just kind of stretching each part of the neck as we go. Just continue to roll the neck in circles. And then switch directions, go the other way. Good, find one more big circle of the head. And then bring your head back to center. And start to flutter your eyes open. We're going to actually start out with some breath work here. So we're going to do a Nadi Shodhana breath. This is alternate nostril breathing. If you've never done it before, I'll kind of explain how we do it. We're going to do a few rounds on each side. So you're going to make peace fingers with your right hand. Place your peace fingers in between your eyebrows. You're going to be plugging the right side of the nose with your thumb and the left side with your ring finger, and the pinky finger can just chill out to the side. So we're going to be plugging one side as we inhale, plugging that side and exhaling through the other side, and then repeating all the way back. So go ahead and start to close the eyes, peace fingers between the eyebrows. Go ahead and close the left nostril first and inhale through the right. Plug the right side, exhale through the left. Good, inhale through the left. Plug the left, exhale through the right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Last time, inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Good. And then just relax the hand down, keep the eyes closed, and take a few more breaths. Just centering yourself, bringing yourself to this moment if you're not here already. Good. Start to flutter the eyes open. Let's roll onto our shins. You can place the blanket under your shins if you'd like, moving the bolster off the mat. Coming to a tabletop position, hands stacked under shoulders, knees under hips. We'll start with some cat-cows. So inhaling, pressing the chest forward, tipping the tailbone up, opening the throat, cow pose. Exhale, press the hands into the mat, arch the spine to the sky, tuck the tailbone, cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly, push the chest forward, open through the front body. Exhale, arch the spine to the sky, tuck the tailbone, press the hands into the mat. Good, keep moving with your own breath, opening through the front body on your inhales, and expanding through the upper back on your exhales. Just moving back and forth as fast or as slow as you'd like to go tonight. Good, go ahead and do one more round of each. Now start to walk the hands forward, curl the toes under, and find your first downward facing dog of the practice. Kind of pedaling the feet out here, shaking the head loose. You could move your blanket off your mat at this time. I'm gonna leave mine on the mat for now, but you can do either or. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, walk the feet forward to the hands. Find a forward fold at the top of your mat. And just kind of let the upper body hang heavy, swaying left to right. Maybe closing the eyes, slowing the breath down. Good. Start to slowly press the feet into the mat, bend through the knees, and roll yourself up, finding a mountain pose at the top of your mat. Good. On your next inhale, float the arms out and up to the sky, extend mountain pose, glancing up, opening the throat up to the sky. And on an exhale, hinge the hips, fall forward. Good, hands come all the way down to the mat, feet step back, find a downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, come all the way to your tippy toes. And then exhale, bend through the knees deeply, sit the hips back. And then release the legs long. Good. Take another deep breath. On your exhale, relax the knees to the mat, child's pose. Arms above the head, maybe closing the eyes. And just slowing the breath down. Good. Gently start to push the hands into the mat, push yourself up. And then find your way to your downward facing dog, curling the toes under, lifting the hips up, really pressing all of the fingers into the mat, shaking the head loose. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, walk the feet to the hands, finding a forward fold. Again, just letting your upper body hang heavy, swaying left to right. Feeling free to step the feet a little wider than normal if that feels comfortable. Good. Start to press the feet into the mat, bend the knees, roll yourself up. This time arms go all the way out and up, extended mountain. Kind of glance up, open the throat to the sky, drop the head back. And then exhale into the hips, fall forward. Hands come all the way to the mat, feet go back. Find a downward facing dog. Pressing all the hands into the mat. On your next inhale, float up to the toes. And then exhale, bend deep through the knees, sitting the hips back. And slowly release the legs long, shaking the head loose. Take another breath in, and on your exhale, relax the knees to the mat, child's pose. Arms above the head. Good. Start to press your hands into the mat, push yourself up, and make your way to a downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, walk the feet forward to the hands, forward fold. Again, just releasing the upper body to the mat, swaying left to right a few times. Gently begin to press the feet into the mat, roll yourself up. Arms go out and up to the sky, extended mountain. Dropping the head back, opening the throat to the sky. Then exhale into the hips, fall forward. Good. Hands come all the way to the mat, feet go back, find a downward facing dog. On your next inhale, float up to the toes. Exhale, bend deep through the knees, hips go back. And then release the legs long. Take another breath in, and on your exhale, relax to your child's pose. Knees come down to the mat, arms above the head. Forehead can rest on the mat. Begin to gently push yourself up, finding your tabletop position. We're going to move to a low lunge, so right foot comes forward and rise up, both hands come to the front thigh. You're finding a 90-90 lunge here. Both hands to the front thigh, grow tall through the crown of the head, square the hips to the front, right hip back, left hip forward. And when you're ready, you can start to lean into the hips a bit, get deeper into them. Again, remaining tall through the crown of the head. Good, then gently release to half splits. So front leg straightens, toes point towards the sky. You can stay up tall. working on your hinge, or you can fall all the way over that front leg, both hands coming down. Good. Begin to bend the front knee. Push yourself up to that low lunge. This time we're twisting. So left hand comes down to the mat, twist towards that bent knee, so towards the right side. Relax the top hand down. Bring the right knee back to meet the left. Find your tabletop. We'll move to the other side, so left foot comes forward. Growing tall through the crown of the head. Hands come to the front thigh. Again, nice and tall. Hips are squared, left hip back, right hip forward. And when you're ready, you can start to lean into those hips. Really opening through that hip flexor. And then gently find your half split, straightening the front leg. Toes point towards the sky. You can stay up tall, or you can start to hinge at the hips and fold over that front leg. Kind of relaxing the head down. Good. Start to bend to the front knee. Find that low lunge again. This time we're twisting the other way, so right hand comes down to the mat. Twist towards the left arm up. Just relaxing the hips down with each exhale. Good. Left hand comes down to the mat. Left knee meets right. And just take a child's pose. Begin to kind of push yourself up and find your way to your back. On your way, grabbing your pillow or your bolster and lining it up lengthwise or hot dog style on your mat. Now, whenever I'm doing this pose, you don't want the bolster right up against your lower back. You want it a few inches off. So I'll push it up against my lower back, and then I'll kind of shove my fist in between to make sure there's a good amount of distance. We're doing a reclined butterfly. So palms of the feet come together, knees go wide. And then you're just slowly relax onto your bolster like this. Heart open up to the sky. Hands can either drape to the side or they can rest on the belly. Whatever feels better for you today. Then just relaxing. Maybe breathing a few times, audibly exhaling. Each exhale kind of relaxing the body further to the mat and enjoying this nice restorative pose. Good. Begin to bring the knees together, palms of the feet to the mat, and just kind of windshield wipe your legs left to right. Perfect. And then I'm going to kind of roll to one side and move my bolster off the mat and my blanket. I'm going to bring it above my head to kind of make a little pillow for my head while I lay on my back. Good. Palms of the feet still on the mat. Just find those windshield wipers left to right. Then on your next inhale, bringing the knees into the chest, grabbing onto them with both hands and just squeezing. Finding that nice compression of the hips. Then slowly start to rock left to right if that feels good in your body. If you're feeling any kind of like twinge or sharp pain, please don't rock left to right. Listen to your body. Your body knows best. And gently, when you're ready, no rush, rocking all the way over to the right side, knees drop, find a reclined twist. So knees drop to one side, arms go out to the side. And just start to close your eyes and find your breath. Each exhale, fully surrendering to your mat, releasing everything here. Not worrying about what the pose looks like, more so how it feels. Good. Begin to bring the knees back to center, squeezing them towards the chest, and gently rocking left to right, massaging the lower back, releasing all the stress you're feeling right now, all the craziness, releasing that energy to your mat. I like to kind of imagine it just rolling off of my legs into the mat and releasing, rolling off of my body into the mat. Good. And when you're ready, no rush, letting both knees fall to the other side, the left side this time. Both knees, one side, arms go out to the sides as well. And just start to close your eyes and find your breath again. Fully relaxing to your mat, just releasing. Surrendering, letting go. Letting go of all the things that don't serve us here. Start to bring the knees back to center. Giving yourself that hug one last time, squeezing the knees to the chest and just rocking left to right. And then when you're ready, no rush, releasing the legs long and starting to set yourself up for your Shavasana. I'm going to grab onto my bolster and place it under my legs. And relaxing my hands on my belly, that's my preferred way. Whatever is your favorite way to express your Shavasana. As long as it's a comfortable resting position. And you can hold the position for about 5 minutes. So just starting to close your eyes, just kind of feel your breath. Notice how you're feeling. Do a scan of the body. Kind of just releasing each part of the body as you go, starting from the toes, moving up the legs. The belly relaxes, the heart is open. The arms are weightless. And then the face relaxes, the jaw unclenches. Then I'll leave you to a few minutes of silence in your Shavasana. Enjoy. Gently start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Just waking the body up from its slumber. Then rolling the wrists and the ankles out, maybe stretching the arms above the head. And then rolling to one side of the body. Just pausing for a moment. Thanking yourself for taking the time today for your practice. Taking the time for your mind, body, spirit, and to kind of release some of the energy going on today. And when you're ready, no rush, using both hands, pushing yourself up to your easy seat on your mat, bringing hands to heart center. Thank you so much for sharing this full moon practice with me. I hope this helped with your energy, with whatever is going on in the mind and body and spirit. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. Thank you so much, friends. Thank you. Hi, beautiful friends. Thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit after our full moon flow. I'm going to be doing an oracle reading for you guys and some journaling. As always, I'm using my herbal astrology deck. It's the only deck I use on full moons. And I do exclusive readings for you guys for these classes. So, yeah, this full moon has a lot of interesting energy around it. We've got a lunar eclipse happening as well. And this is all in the sign of Scorpio, which is a very deep, intuitive sign, water sign. My moon is in Scorpio. I love Scorpio placements. I get along with them really well. So yeah, definitely feeling, and we have Mercury retrograde going on, which is just a whole other energy, and lots of eclipses. So chaotic in the planetary world. You might be experiencing some different physical symptoms as well as some life things happening. Big changes usually happen during these times. Lots of really frustrating things also happen. Like just the little stuff gets to you when you're in Mercury retrograde and all the eclipses and a full moon. So I think some guidance is definitely needed right now. And let's get started. So let's close our eyes, take a deep breath together. Inhale and exhale. Let's do one more inhale and exhale. Good. And let's get started. So let's ask the cards usually full moons are a good time to release. So what are we releasing? What guidance do we need for this full moon? I usually like to pull a couple. Ooh. Sheesh. A lot is coming out. We'll do 2 more. These cards are so beautiful. I just love them. Okay. Ooh, sorry if that was loud. Alrighty. So, I'll just show you them in order. So first we have nettle, which is action. So there's a beautiful snake, some crystals, the plant there, coming out to tell us how can we make, what can we do to release these things that we want to release? What actions need to be present? Are we sitting on the couch thinking about them, or are we doing something about it? So how can we make more action in our lives to get these things that we want or release them? I think it's going to tie in more with some of the other cards, so I'll keep going. Schizandra, I think that's how you say that, and it says grace. There's a beautiful woman on the front, some swans, very feminine card. So maybe tapping into our feminine energy, trying to lead through this tumultuous time with more grace, maybe trying to not stifle your anger, but kind of move through it with grace, move through your heavy emotions with grace. How can you show up as that like female embodiment, even if you're don't identify as a female, right? How can you show up with that grace and tap into that kind of graceful power? And maybe this ties into the action card of the actions you're taking when things get overwhelming during this kind of energy. How can you make them more graceful and just tapping into your feminine energy? And the next one that came out was Babin Sana, Trust. And that's also a really feminine card. We've got like some DNA helixes there. So this is kind of just telling me we gotta trust that what's happening right now, even though it may be like so chaotic and not what we want at all, trust that it's for a reason, kind of surrender to it, throw your hands up in the air like you just don't care, and go with grace and trust that these actions that are happening to us are for a reason. And even if, you know, something crazy like your phone died when you really didn't want it to, or you lost your phone, or your car broke down, trust that it's for a reason, even though it's really hard to figure out why that would happen to you, right? Next one is Comfrey, which is completion. We've got some crystals, a ram, it looks like, and a beautiful plant, and a nice archway. So full moons are a good time for completions of cycles. There's a lot of planets moving, so a lot of things, cycles could be ending right now, big movements. Maybe a new job, maybe a new relationship, maybe ending a relationship, ending a job, just completing those cycles that we're in, or maybe you're stepping out of a cycle that no longer serves you, or a situation that no longer serves you, and doing it with grace and trusting that the universe has got our back, right? Completing this cycle. And then we got horsetail, which is patience, and there's a beautiful horse on there, and I also get feminine energy from this card as well. So Mercury retrograde is definitely a time for patience. Full moons are a time for patience. We have all of these big things happening planetary, usually gonna feel it, right? It's kind of impossible not to feel it. No matter what your astrological chart looks like, you're gonna be feeling it right now in different ways in your life. It's gonna show up for you in different ways, and just having patience with yourself and patience with the people around you. And again, grace, patience, and trust are three things that I think are so hard to hone in when you're going through your daily life. When you're maybe having a hard conversation, or something at work is troubling you, or a family member or a loved one is just like really testing you, moving with grace, patience, and trust that what is happening is supposed to happen is so hard to kind of, it's a skill, right? It's definitely a skill. So maybe trying to take a step back when things kind of make you really emotional or make you react, taking a step back and having patience with yourself for how you're reacting, and having patience with those around you is super important at this time. And the last one is cat's claw, which is purification. Look at that beautiful cat and the beautiful bright yellow flowers. So purification, kind of, I think that kind of goes along with the completion card, like these two cards, like we're ending cycles. There's a big change coming. I can feel it. I don't know if you guys can feel it, but ending cycles in our personal lives, ending cycles as a community, as a nation, as the world, right? Like things are changing, and it's very palpable energy in the universe right now. And I think all of these other cards about patience, grace, trusting, taking action in your life are what's leading us to these things, right? So leading with grace, patience, trust in the universe, taking those actions that you feel like you've maybe been putting on the back burner, will help us to purify our lives and complete these cycles that maybe we don't want to be in anymore. So maybe you're somebody who keeps getting stuck in a rut. I know I'm feeling that as somebody, I'm turning 30 in a few months, and I'm feeling that. I'm like, why are these cycles still repeating in my life? Like I thought I did things to change them. How can I move through this cycle and complete it and stop repeating these behaviors, right? And maybe just having more patience and grace and trust that things are going to work out for myself, right? So yeah, I think that's a great message for this full moon, because Scorpio is such an introspective sign and a very intuitive sign. So maybe just tapping into more of our feminine energy and tapping into the things that maybe test us and make us emotional. How can we take a step back, lead with grace and patience, and how can we trust in the universe that this is where we're supposed to be, this is what we're supposed to be doing. How can we release all the things we don't want anymore, right? So yeah, I think that's it for that reading. If you would like to journal about this, you can go ahead and write down some things that you'd like to release with this full moon, things that are no longer serving you. And maybe write about what you can do to kind of tap more into that feminine energy, and how you can find that grace and patience if you're not naturally that way, or if you have certain situations that are testing you. Just write about them and kind of write how you're feeling about them, and kind of just what can you do to implement the grace and the patience and the trust into your life, and kind of just write down everything that you want to release. This feels like a good purification moment, a good completion, what the fuck is not working anymore, right? And how can you just let it go and move through it, right? So yeah, go ahead and journal about that if you'd like. I'm going to go ahead and journal about it, and thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the class beforehand, and I hope you liked this reading. And if you did, please go ahead and subscribe and like this video. I'm loving these full moon classes. I really want to do live new moon oracle readings, but apparently I can't do live on YouTube until I get 50 subscribers. So if you aren't subscribed yet, please do so. And I would love to do more oracle readings. I am kind of just starting out the oracle reading journey, but it's really fun and I really do like it. And so I would just like more practice and like to do it more for you guys. So I think that's it. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, friends.